Alright, here we have a Lakewood model WC2000 from 2002. Got this today from another collector on Facebook. His name's Darthel Moore. I think he's known as Eli Elasco or something like that on YouTube. I don't know, go check out his channel. He's got some pretty cool fans. But yeah, bought this off of him. And yeah, I got this to kind of replace two different fans that I had. One was the Lakewood 227 that I sold to Matt Braun, aka Matt's Fan Store, aka that Fan Dude 21 or whatever it's called. And the Lakewood Coolmaster fan that I had years ago. That one was a 5-bladed fan, and I only had it for a very short time, and I don't think I ever made a video on it, which is kind of a shame because I lost that one in the house fire. But yeah, I was definitely glad to find one of these because I always thought they were cool looking, and I never seen many of them around. But I always wanted to find one because I thought they were cool. It's basically like a first-gen Lakewood cool operator, but in modern form, I guess. Pretty good quality fan overall, honestly. Plastic's pretty decent, other than exception of the grill, which I don't know if that was shipping damage or if it was like that before, but it's broke right there, which I could probably glue all this back together. Not a huge deal, honestly. It's pretty solidly constructed for a plastic fan. It's very reminiscent to the first gen cool operators, in my opinion. It has 7 blades. It's made out of well-designed plastic. I mean, Lakewood knew how to build fans, and this is another example of that. So Lakewood with the 7 brace blade fan blade. Honestly, this ain't that bad for what it is. And there's the braces. Now this is surprisingly quiet compared to the Lakewood 227, which had the pretty much identical blade. Only difference was it was made out of translucent plastic. Now, well, I'll get into that in a minute. Just do the overview first. It does tilt. Very similar to the cool operator. Here's the back. It's got 3 speeds. Model WC2000, 2.4 amps. I don't know if these ever came with a Macmillan motor. I've never seen one. But if they did, that'd be pretty cool. Lakewood Engineering Manufacturing, Chicago, Illinois, 60612, USA. Now here's the motor information, if I can get it to freaking work. There we go. Focus. Now, oddly enough, this has a model 227 motor, which I believe 2002 was the last year for that fan. They didn't sell it very long. So what I'd imagine is what they did was put the motors from those fans into these WC2000s and just reused the old parts that they had left. But it's a pretty big motor for a permanent split capacitor thing. And yes, it's I believe it's a 2.1 amp or something motor. 1.3 amps. So it's actually more than the regular box fan motor. November of 2002 is the date code. It's right down there. Now, it does tilt, much like the cool operator. It goes all the way up. And it goes all the way back down. I think it only goes 180 degrees. Much like the original cool operators did. Which was weird because Lakewood sold this and the cool operator at the same time. But at this time, the cool operator was kind of getting cheapened out. And I guess people wanted a better quality unit. And this is what Lakewood gave them. But yeah, start it up on high. Performance of this fan is actually pretty good. Moving a lot of air. And it's relatively quiet compared to the Lakewood 227, which used the same motor and blade and was a lot louder. Go to medium. It performs very similar to a 90s cool operator. Maybe the cool operator moves a little bit more air than this. Because, I mean, it does have a bigger motor than this. I don't know. Still a cool fan. I like both of them, so I'm not complaining either way. They made a smaller version of this fan. It's called the WC8, which looked very similar to a Cool Operator Junior, but the base was more designed like this one. And go to low. Low speed's pretty quiet. Has a tiny bit of white noise. It's really quiet. We want a gentle breeze. All the license plates are moving around behind me. Overall, not a bad fan. Definitely something I'm glad to have in my collection. Anyway, back to high. As you can see, it's moving all this stuff around pretty well. That's a pretty good air mover. And off. But yeah, pretty cool fan. You don't see many of these. So there you have it, a Lakewood model WC2000 from 2002. What I find odd is this doesn't have the boombox cord. It actually has a regular cord that's mounted to the switch, which is nice, more reliable that way. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.